So let's do some quick math. Today, 3 Yankee cards released. We also saw 2 other teams release a card, but there's only 4 cards you can buy on the website. How does any of this make any sense? This is just a fantastic card and it fits in so very well with what Blake Jamieson is doing this year in Project 70. And so while there's still time to pick up that Blake Jamieson, Bobby Valentine on the Topps website, do not forget the buying window on the Monday cards is rapidly closing, and tonight is basically your last night to pick up those Spotlight 70 packs. So definitely jump over to the Topps website and pick up your cards before that buying window expires. But welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, otherwise known on Twitter and Instagram is at CRT_sportscards. And the website that you want to visit for everything related to Project 70 is my website, CRTsportscards.com. And thank you again for the tremendous likes on the last couple of videos. It's great to see that interaction with the videos. It helps out the algorithm. So if you do like this video, definitely hit that thumbs up button. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button so you know every single night when I post up my daily download Project 70 videos. And now last night's video and my topic around DJ Ski's promotions that have happened so far in this set, and then the Vladdy Jr. altogether may have caught some people off guard. And yes, I have typically kept a very positive half glass full attitude when it comes to a lot of the cards. Most of the artists in the set overall, if not all of the artists, I think every one of them deserves a fair shake at the end of the day. But when I start to see promotions go sideways multiple times, especially when it comes to an artist that has just an incredible team doing a lot of this behind them, there needs to be a call out when things are not going correctly. So hopefully all of those things get lined out in the future. We will see what his next card is. We will see what the next promotion is. But I'm also just not going to give every artist here a free pass. If an artist goes out there and starts saying, buy all of my cards, you're going to make a bunch of money like what happened last year, I'm going to say something. So I am going to keep it positive for the most part. And if you've not checked out last night's video, I highly recommend you check it out because there are some great cards that were released on Tuesday. But that's enough about looking backward. Let's look forward now. Let's look at the cards that released today in Project 70. One artist is now taking us down a path that I don't think we really understand at this moment, and maybe they cheated the system and released an extra card. But first up, we have Shohei Ohtani by Seth. We then have Babe Ruth by Gregory Siff, Tim Anderson by Jonas, and then we have Mickey Mantle by Lauren Taylor. But we also have Roger Maris by Lauren Taylor. So I don't know what to do with this card. We'll talk about it here in a second. But let's start first with that Jonas, Tim Anderson. And I think this card basically confirms the fact, and look, there have been other leaked images or artists releasing their images from what the Field of Dreams cards were supposed to be. I think this card basically just confirms the fact that we are never going to get that Field of Dreams subset. That Keyshore card that released last Thursday is going to be the only one, because what has Jonas done here? He has taken Tim Anderson, which is horizontal, and he's put that Field of Dreams uniform on him. This may be the closest we're going to get to a Field of Dreams card. You look at this card and it takes you to that place. But now, why do I say that? Because there's nothing on this card that is overtly Field of Dreams, outside, of course, than that jersey. But when you see that outline of Tim Anderson, the bluish outline, it almost feels like that makes Tim Anderson a ghost. Like this is a card in memory of a dead Tim Anderson. But of course, Tim Anderson is very much alive and is very much on a baseball diamond, probably right now as I'm recording. But that blue glow is actually just a staple of Jonas Never's artwork. That's something I learned tonight after I researched his Instagram post around this card. This is also in a Shoeless Joe Jackson style, so it all kind of fits together, and the images that he used are from his game-winning home run. And now, while you can still buy that base card of Tim Anderson, the one thing you cannot buy is the autograph version. This was Jonas's Never autograph player card. The base Tim Anderson here sold out instantly for $149.99. I thought that was a very high price for Tim Anderson. I thought this card was more in line with $100, but the fans ate it up and all the autographs are now sold out. But speaking about maybe players who have passed on in this game, let's now talk about the spirit of a player who will never ever leave this game. And that would be none other than Babe Ruth here for the 11th time in Project 70, this time designed by Gregory Siff. This is Gregory Siff's 10th card in the set. This card is from 2021, and if I'm going to hold true to what I said last night, this card does not look anything like 2021. This doesn't look like anything out there from a top set, so we'll give Gregory Siff here a pass on the year, but this is a ghost of Babe Ruth. This is not supposed to be, at least in my opinion here, an actual depiction of Ruth. This is what Ruth is to the game right now. But now let's think about this for a second. For a lot of us, Babe Ruth is a ghost. He's a ghost from like The Sandlot. He's a ghost of a game that we never got to see, that we'd love to go back and watch for at least one day. But for some modern players, he's a shadow that they cannot kick. And when you talk about a modern day player who is being followed by this shadow, there is no one like Shohei Ohtani right now, and we have this card by Seth. And now what a day for a Shohei Ohtani card to come out. We saw last week 2 of the 3 biggest print runs were from Ohtani, but tonight he goes 8 innings strong, he hits his 40th home run, and he's trying to kick that shadow of Babe Ruth to the curb. He can't do it because in every article they always say, we've not seen this since Babe Ruth, or no one did this, not even Babe Ruth. But now here is the coolest thing with this card, and I'm completely skipping the fact that it's another card from my No Hat collection. It's the fact here that says this card is completely hand-drawn. In his words, he went back to analog for this card. So everything on this card, even with, of course, the Bruce Lee salute, with the yellow, with the pose, everything here is hand-drawn. And simply put, I really want to see more of this from Seth in the second half of Project 70. One of the real big sort of draws for me to Gregory Siff is that hand-drawn nature. So I really respect these artists who can do this hand-drawn. And this Ohtani, if we continue to see artwork like this, we could be in for a very big second half from Seth. But now let's have some fun here. Let's talk about the artist who released a card today, who originally broke my Excel tracking form by releasing a dual player card in the set. We have Lauren Taylor with her Mickey Mantle, also with her Roger Maris. Now, this is 2 different cards, but you're not going to be able to buy that Roger Maris by itself. You can on the secondary market here in the next few weeks, but for now, this is Lauren Taylor's chase card. There is going to be 61 Roger Marises. Now, why is there 61 chase cards for this? Yes, you can go back to Roger Maris's 61 home runs. 61 asterisk is a very meaningful number for this game. You can also go back to the fact that she really, really likes the Billy Crystal movie 61 asterisk, and she is one of the very few people out there like myself who really like that movie. So it was great to have that little connection for that movie. But this card, this Maris, is it actually a Maris card? It's really hard to tell because we can't lose sight here of the fact that this is actually a Mickey Mantle card, and this is where it gets tricky. These 2 cards, of course, from a design style, they're very true to what Lauren Taylor is doing so far in this set. She's taking Mickey Mantle to a different pose. I really appreciate that. You can see the detail in, of course, the jersey of him. You can see Triple Crown, the writing. All of those things are fantastic. But then on the flip side, you have Roger Maris. Roger Maris always kind of lived in the shadow of Mickey Mantle. And here we have, again, Roger Maris living in the shadow of Mickey Mantle. And so at its core, card number 473 in Project 70 is forever going to be known as Mickey Mantle by Lauren Taylor. But then you have this Maris. I cannot put this Maris with the Maris from Infinite Archives because you can't buy this card from the Topps website. So right now, in my opinion, Lauren Taylor has completely broken Project 70 because of the fact that this card does exist, but also it doesn't exist. How can you have a card that doesn't exist in the set, but yet it does exist? That's because Lauren Taylor continues to break the norm in this set. People have followed her lead with the dual cards, and now I hope more artists follow her lead with these dual chase cards of a different player. It gives this set such a fresh and different perspective now that there's a card that exists, but it doesn't exist at the same time. Or maybe this will end up being card number 1021 in the set. We will see how history judges this card in the coming months and the coming years. This will now conclude your daily download for Wednesday in Project 70. I will see you all back here at the same place at the same time tomorrow night, where we talk about the cards that release on Thursday in this set. We have Babe Ruth with Gregory Siff. We actually have Gregory Siff with Babe Ruth.